All right, Dave McCormick, I got two things. The first one's going to be tax cuts. When are the tax cuts going to get finished? The most important thing now, the tariffs are out the door. We're going to see how that works. The tax cuts, individuals, businesses, 100% depreciation. We need this stuff, Mr. McCormick. When are we going to get it?
Well, first of all, Larry, I totally agree with you, which is the tariffs are going to create a little bit of uncertainty in the moment. But what everybody should be focused on is all the areas of certainty. And that's energy dominance and unlocking the energy sector, which President Trump promised. It's an age of deregulation, probably going us back to your former boss, President Reagan. We haven't seen this kind of focus and reduction of regulations. It's $1.5 to $2 trillion of new investment. And it's certainty. The tax cuts are going to be made permanent. That's going to happen through this process of reconciliation in the coming weeks and months. And so the American consumer and businesses should feel like there's a lot of good things coming their way, and the tariffs are going to have some uncertainty. That's the nature of tariffs, all in pursuit of bringing American business back home and making sure Americans get a fair deal.
Well, that's the thing. You know, we need the tax cuts in order to bring all these new factories in. Now, you've got almost $2 trillion of new investments, new foreign investments that have been announced by various CEOs. Mr. Trump has talked about this. But we got to give them, right, 100% expensing to build their new factories, a 15% corporate tax rate for Made in America. These things are terribly important, Senator McCormick. I'm, serious. And I implore you, the speed is so important. Let's not wait till the summer, Senator. Let's get this thing done by Memorial Day at the latest.
No, I agree, Larry, and that's what the president wants too. And listen, I have talked to our caucus in the Senate, and I talked to Mike Johnson last night. I think we're all in agreement we need to move very, very quickly. The Democrats are trying to stand in the way of pro-growth economic policies that are going to change the direction of our country, help working families, and we've got the right argument at the right moment, and I think Americans are going to see it.
All right, next one is peace. Now, some good news, all right, after Zelensky acting out in the Oval Office, that was a fiasco, but he's apologized. I guess the meeting in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, was very good. I think he's agreed, his people have agreed to a 30-day ceasefire. Now the ball is in Vladimir Putin's court. You are also a foreign policy expert, Senator McCormick. What's going to happen here?
Well, listen, from the beginning, President Trump was laying out an agreement that had a couple things. Number one, stop the killing, stop the fighting. Number two, Europeans step up in a huge way to defend Europe and create a deterrent against further Russian aggression. And three, an economic deal that aligns Ukraine's interest with America's interest. That deal is on the table. President Trump's negotiating with that vision in mind. And I think the pressure he's putting on Russia now and the threat of sanctions is going to help move this along. And the key is we have to be able to guarantee to the Ukrainians that they're going to have their sovereignty in the future. There's a deal to be had, and I'm very confident President Trump's going to find a way to get it done.
Do you think they'll sign the minerals deal, which I think is a great deal for Ukraine? And it's also, by the way, a tripwire for Ukrainian security to have American companies in there.
Absolutely. It aligns our economic interests. It helps pay the American taxpayer back for the huge investment they've made in Ukraine. It also aligns our interests. So if Russia were ever threaten invasion in the future, they would have been invading against U.S. interests.
Yes.
It's a great deterrent, and that's the vision.